What's going on, y'all? It's your favorite corporate slave back here for another YouTube video. And today I got some news I gotta tell y'all. Your boy got fired. Now, it's a long story, and let me put it out date by date, all right? And for another video, I might come back and read my termination letter so we can really get an understanding of what happened and the type of worker that I am, all right? So, a couple weeks ago, I wanna say, I got fired, by the way, last Friday. And a week prior to that, I had came into work 10 minutes late. Now, for the people who are new here, I work in an office. I do accounting, okay? I'm not working Food Expo. I'm not a waiter. I'm not something that you got to be there directly on time, okay? And they usually give us a 5-minute grace period. So I got to work at 9:10. Past the 5-minute grace period, I know. But for that, I was embarrassed in front of my office. Now, when I say embarrassed, I was yelled at by the CFO, not even my supervisor, the CFO, in front of one of the newest employees that we had on the grants team. Now, not only did she yell at me with the door open, she made an example out of me. She literally said word for word, "Do you think it's respectful to come to work 10 minutes late when our new employee got here on time?" Now, listen, I don't think anybody wants to come into work 10 minutes late, right? Wasn't really my choice. There was a 4-car pileup on the way to work. Took the photo of it on Waze. If you don't believe me, you can check my TikTok. And yeah, the problem was that I didn't text my supervisor before I got there, which I did not. 10 minutes, I didn't think it was such a big deal. Thought I'd get to my desk and get back to the work that I do so well, right? So the week goes by. I'm thinking everything is straight. After that day, by the way, I came into work 10 minutes early. Every single day after that. 8:50, maybe 8:55, right? Still getting to work early. I'm thinking I'm finally on a clean slate. And also, if you guys also are tapped into my videos, if you're not, I'll re-explain. I do government grant work at my job. I was basically doing grants accounting, but I was like an accounting clerk. And I was only making about $46,000 a year at that job, $26 an hour. And for the work I was doing, which was the 6 government grants, reconciling $3 million a month, I should have been making way more than that, along with the other accounts payable, receivable stuff I was doing. If I was in the city, like I am right now, I'm in Brooklyn. If I was in New York City, I would have been making at least 80K, 85K. For the 3 years experience that I have, yes. But I got complacent. I stayed at this job, and you can see exactly where that got me. Absolutely nothing, right? So, keep the story going. It gets much worse, by the way. I come into work next Friday, right? And basically, I'm there for about 3 hours. And my CFO comes to me and tells me, "Oh, hey, your supervisor's going to come in and pick up a file because he was working remote that day." And usually when people work remote, they don't come to the office to pick up nothing. You're working remote. You're comfortable. You're really going to come out of work to pick up something that you can print or make a copy of on Excel and rework on it from the VPN. If you guys understand what that means, you know what it means. If you don't, basically when you work remote, you're working from a different laptop. You can't access the same things that are on your desktop in the office. So you might have to work around a couple things to be able to access the same stuff. Boring semantics, don't worry about it. So I'm thinking he's gonna come to the office to pick up a file, right? And it's an easy Friday. CFO's not there. Like I told her, she just left. She was telling us supervisor to come in. She had to go do some meetings or some bullshit. My supervisor, he's not there. He's working remote, but he's apparently going to come and pick up something, right? So it's just me and the finance team, and we're just, it's a bunch of guys. We're just making a bunch of jokes, chilling, talking about the gym, talking about NBA 2K. And we see him walk in. And by the way, 10 minutes before he walked in, the HR lady walked downstairs. And this HR lady is only there for bad things, okay? She's usually upstairs in her office doing her thing. I see her come downstairs. And then I see her ask one of my boys, she's like, "Hey, is your supervisor here?" And he's like, No. He should be coming in about 10 or 15 minutes. He walks into the office. I see him, and I go, "Good morning, CC." Right? Because that's the name we're going to use for him. I'm not going to use his legal name. I don't want any of this legal splashback. I don't want anything happening to me, right? So I go, "Good morning, CC." He goes, "Good morning, Cameron." I'm like, "Oh, all right. I heard the good morning. We're chilling." Because a lot of the times he be having a little attitude with me. He wasn't really fucking with me, right? He sits down in his office, not even 5 minutes. I hear, Cameron, can you come in my office really quick? Now, this obviously, it wasn't going to be really quick. You shouldn't have said really quick. You should have just said, Cameron, can you come into my office and go fucking get fired, right? And first of all, how does my CFO come to tell me he's coming to pick up a file? No, he was going to pick me up and kick me out the damn office. That's what it was. So I go in there. There's no words. The conversation is real flat. There's no beat around the bush letting you know, oh, we've came to this conclusion. No. Bro takes the papers, right? He's sitting at the office. He takes the papers. He flips them with his hand and pushes them towards me. I'm still standing up, by the way. I'm not even sitting down behind his desk. HR lady's sitting on the side of him. Okay? He says, yeah, so we're moving forward with termination. We're moving forward with termination. You're not going to lube me up before you just fuck me right in front of everybody? Door open still? The door was still cracked, okay? So, you're just going to do that right there on a Friday? First of all, you're going to have me in the office for 3 hours for no reason. You should have just had this on Teams, or maybe called me. Said something last night. Fired me yesterday on when I was walking out. Don't have me coming to work because I got to drive there 45 minutes. Don't have me drive 45 minutes to get to work, right? And then fire me after 3 hours. At least give me the day. I could use the extra money. I'm only getting paid $26 an hour. I can use that extra money, right? Nope. So let's get into the termination letter, even though I'm going to read this to you guys on YouTube probably tomorrow or something. The first thing was the exact word-for-word write-up that I had from last month. So they didn't even really try when it came to firing me. They just said, hey, they were trying to fire me last month, obviously, with that write-up, because all they did was add a couple extra things and was like, hey, we can pack them up now. That's all we needed. All they were doing was making a paper trail, which is what I knew. So this isn't anything new to me. But basically, I see the exact write-up. It's the 75K mistake. If you need to see what the 75K mistake is, look at my account in this Corporate Slave series. You can watch that video and see exactly what it's about. But a quick short thing, like I was saying earlier, I work in grants. We had a grant that went unpaid for a whole year. It didn't get sent out to the funder. Now, this grant is a 3-person review process. I'm at the bottom. I'm the accounting clerk. I prepare it, and he was responsible for sending it out. We sent it out. It got sent back for review. Nobody sent the revised version. Now, if it is a 3-person review process and you're the controller at a company and you see the company hasn't gotten paid for a quarterly voucher that is supposed to bring in the company a lot of money, don't you think that's your problem, right? You didn't catch that mistake. You didn't catch that. You didn't catch to see that it wasn't sent out. But what are you going to do? You're going to get your ass bitten off, so you're going to come bite mine off with a write-up. Because he got yelled at, apparently, terribly by our CFO. He got ripped a new one, okay, in a meeting. So he was already looking bad. So, of course, he's going to take that animosity and be like, hey, you were the one preparing it originally, right? Yeah, you're going to get written up and we're going to fire you next month, which is exactly what happened. Because I'm telling you, after that write-up, his attitude towards me changed so much. We used to talk about the Jets. We used to talk about the Knicks. We used to laugh and shit. After that, it was nothing. After that, it was nothing, bro. Nothing. Not even cordial, right? So it was that write-up on the termination letter. And after that, they said that my time management showed no improvement. And what did they do? They took the day I was late. They took the day I came in 10 minutes late and added that to the termination letter. And also said, and this is the part where they started to lie, because if I had the proof, or I do have the proof, if I wanted to really go after them, I could. They said that I was not submitting my grants on time. Now, let me tell you something. That is a damn lie. The grants needed to be submitted by September 15th, signed and sent out. Mine were all sent out by the 11th, and I have the proof on Microsoft Teams and in my Outlook email. But why am I going to sit there and argue with them and say, but I did this, I did that? What are they going to do, unfire me? No, they're not going to unfire me. They're just going to fucking fire me, and I'm going to leave with all that animosity in my heart. And what does that do? Nothing. So you know what? I almost said something, and I said, you know what? It's been real. There's nothing I can do now. Time to go. And I had half my Friday left for me. But let's get back into it. They also tried to reference the days I was late. Like I said, that 1/9/10 date. But let's remember, I got yelled at for that 10-minute thing, that 10-minute lateness on the 17th, okay? On the 17th. The days that they chose to document when I was late was 2 weeks before the 17th. 2 weeks. Okay? They're telling me I had a meeting with my CFO on 9/17. And then the days that they reference I was late were from the 1st of September to about the 10th, okay? And I was coming in before the 5-minute grace period. When I'm telling you, when they want you out of somewhere, they're going to nitpick everything and get you out of there, okay? When they want you gone, they will do whatever they have to do, even if it makes them look dishonest, because what are they doing? They're protecting the company. And also, they just hired somebody new that needed a salary pay. I was hourly. They could get rid of me and make him do my work like that. So now he probably has my work. Shout out to my boy. I hope he's doing all right. But yeah. Basically, I read that whole thing. My mouth was open. I was shaking. And then I just manned up and said, damn, it is what it is. What can I do? During the write-up, I was distraught. I was emotionally distraught. I was finished. I was cooked. But I learned my lesson and said, why would I show another man my emotion like this when he doesn't deserve to see it? All right? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm still good. All right? I'm going to be fine. And I know this. So, hey, I'm not going to just bug out like that. That fucking truck almost hit me. But yeah, so I got half my Friday back. I walked out that office with my head up, got in my car, and drove off back to Poughkeepsie. But, like an idiot, I left my charger at the office because I didn't think that was going to happen that day. I still had my charger and shit plugged into the computer. And this is where it gets funny. This is where it gets real funny. This is how you know how a nigga feels about you, by the way. I text my boy. Obviously, I think he was doing something right now. He was doing something at the time, so he couldn't see my text to see if I needed my charger, right? So I text my supervisor. I'm like, hey, I left my charger at my desk. Can you get it for me? He says, I left it by the door. I'm thinking he left it on the front desk so I can walk into the office one more time, get out the front desk. No. Guess where he left it, y'all? He left it on the ground in front of the office. On the ground. Okay? On the ground. Couldn't hand it to me. Couldn't leave it on the desk. Couldn't leave it on the front desk where the receptionist is. He put it on the ground. So that was my final straw. That's how I knew how he really felt about me. Now you can think I'm thinking too much about it, but that's just disrespectful, man. That is disrespectful. You're going to put one of my things I paid money for on the ground. You can't just hand it to me. So I was going to punch you in the face? No. Job's done. Job's finished. It's over. You're a regular guy to me now. We're on the same level now. No more brown nosing. But yeah, shout out to CC, man, my old supervisor. He's a brown nosed cuck who will do anything to keep his job, which is I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like that, but he's not a boss. He's not meant to be a boss. He will never be a boss, okay? And he will do whatever it takes. I'm pretty sure he's on a PIP. He won't, a performance enhancement plan, whatever, performance something plan, performance something plan. I don't know what that shit is called, but I know it's a PIP, and it has a timeline to it, okay? He's on a PIP. I know what it means, but he's on PIP, all right? But, yeah, man, he's finished too. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not at that company in a year. So you know what? Karma comes back around, and karma will get him. And now I'm currently looking for accounting positions in New York City. Accounting, finance, all that shit. So now we're going to document getting a new job and what we're doing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all. Thank you for the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, the support. And I'll see you guys in a little bit.